welcome back to DS Trucks. We're going on a little drive here down by the water. I got the kitties with me. You kitties having fun?
Yeah!
Yay! And I was just doing this little drive here by the water, and I was thinking about MPG. If you know anything about DS Trucks, we like to talk about gear ratio. And I typically order my trucks with a 430 gear ratio because I do towing, a lot of city driving, a lot of city towing, and that really is the perfect term for the 430 gear ratio. It is a city gear. It's not really a highway gear. So we're driving a new 7.3 gas V8 from Ford, the 7.3 Godzilla. And one of the things about this engine, it is pretty hard on fuel. I mean, it drinks some fuel. But I was just thinking about gearing and cruising at city speeds. Right now we're going 35 miles an hour. I just reset the computer for MPG, for real-time MPG, and check out what this truck can get with the 7.3 V8 cruising. Now, obviously we're already up to speed and we're already coasting, so the vehicle doesn't have to expend that fuel to get momentum to put up these numbers, but we're getting 21.1 to the gallon, and we're not even in 10th gear. We're 9th. So there's another gear, but the truck does not quite need that gear yet. We need a little bit more speed because this new 10-speed gives a little bit more ratio. If we were in the 6-speed, we'd be in 6th gear. I don't think we'd be getting as much MPG as we're getting right now. But it is pretty impressive what we're getting. We're getting a solid 21 miles to the gallon. So in theory, if there were no lights and this road just continued like this for a long enough distance, we could honestly get 21 miles to the gallon. Unfortunately, the world's never that perfect, and you've got to stop at some point, or maybe the wind blows against you, or maybe whatever, what have you. So we're probably not going to get 20 to the gallon in this big truck with this big engine, but the engine and the truck and everything, it does get 20 to the gallon if the vehicle never stops. As long as we keep hitting every green light and everything's perfect, it will happen. But all in all, I am impressed. This is better than the 6.2, I believe. I could test these back to back. It's very interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to drop this video real quick, just talking about gearing. The 430 gear, honestly, it can be more efficient in the city and low speed driving. Once you get on the highway and you run out of gearing and your engine RPMs need to be a little bit higher, it's going to hurt your fuel a little bit. Now the engine won't be under as much load still, so that kind of helps your fuel a little bit, but the higher RPMs are RPMs. The more the revs the engine makes, the more fuel it's going to burn. That being said, even if the transmission could get the RPMs to like 1200, or right now we're cruising at probably about 1100 RPM. Even if you could get that low RPM on the highway, it might not be enough RPM to be efficient. It might be, if there's too low of an RPM, then the engine would be lugged and would need more fuel and actually could burn more fuel. And I think that would be the case right now. If the truck were to shift into 10th gear, I bet it would burn more fuel. But anyway, my name is Sean. This is DS Trucks. Thank you for tuning in. See you guys in the next video. Over and out.